nothing like a nice shower. And that was nothing like a nice shower. No, it was alright actually. The shower here is not too bad when the water's hot, because I've had a few problems with the hot water. Someone's gone around switching the switches off or something. Probably just overuse. Anyway, it seems to be better today, so that's good. Have my relaxing little bit of meditational enjoyment. I used to be more of a fire spirit. I'd sit around the campfire a lot at home and just enjoy warming myself with the fire, around the fireplace. But now, I don't know, I'm a little bit different. I enjoy the spa baths and the swimming and the shower, and fireplace is still nice. I just don't have one here really, I suppose. Got the gas burner, but anyway, yeah, I was just thinking about it before, like, it'd be good to have a spa in here. I know everyone says that, but like, not one you have to empty all the time, just one you reheat or something. It has a proper filter on it, so it filters out any gunk. But yeah, I'm just not sure how you'd rearrange this place. Like, you've got the kitchen over there, just above that. That's not the kitchen, that's just the cupboards there. But over the back of there is the kitchen. And you got the lounge room. That's this living space basically. You just got bedroom over there. Through that hallway, you got your bathroom, bedroom, and laundry. And I was just thinking, you could just, I don't know. I was just thinking how you'd put a spa in here. Be too big in the lounge room. I just remember in the motels, a lot of them had spas, but you probably use it once and get sick of it. When you get a bit sick of sitting in hot water, bubbling away. It's sort of like tiring after a while, I guess. I suppose if you're an athlete or something like that, and you're really busy, really, working your muscles a lot, you want to come home and sit in some salty spa water, like sort of percolate, just revive all your muscles. And I was just nodding off in class today. I was just exhausted. Just my brain was just run out of energy. I was just like, I got up at 4 this morning, and I was up. I slept for a little while, but yeah. Oh, it's just hard to deal with all the hustle and bustle, of the city. So just getting places and all that. It's like that's all your day becomes, just getting places. And you go to school, you're getting places. The study's good. I'm enjoying the study. I like when it's a bit hard and I sort of have to struggle through, and then I get it. I understand it. Today it took a bit of time with this new maths equation we're doing, because we had to just put in approximations instead of real figures. So I find those hard at first, because I just want the real answer. I want it all to calculate and come out right. But you have to put in approximations so you can work out the basic sum, so then you can get the real figures. So yeah, the Q point of the VC. The Q point of the VCE and the IC. So the current and the voltage has a relationship like that. Then around the middle is the Q point where the DC sort of sits. I think it's DC. Yeah, just DC, yeah. So that's the good point where the right frequency causes the wavelength, the sine wave, not to distort. So it's getting the optimal frequency of this transformer transistor that we're working on, so it works optimally as I think as an amplifier. Optimal waveform using Q point or something. Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting. Not sure it's all going to lead. What sort of worker or person or whatever I'm going to become after learning all this stuff. Like, it's helping my computer studies a little bit. Pick up a few little things here and there, and I find I'm more patient with computers, a little bit more patient. Before I was getting stressed and frustrated, everything wasn't working, and now I'm sort of a bit, okay, I understand. Something dawned on me the other day that Microsoft and Apple are pushing hard to learn all this stuff to get ahead of the game, to get their product on the shelf first, so it's going to have a lot of problems and faults and mistakes and bugs, and I suppose I'm thinking, make it right the first time, get it out, get it all perfect. That's the way I think. But these people are thinking, I've got to get ahead of him, otherwise I'm not going to get into the business. So I've got to do whatever I can to get my product on the shelf first, to get a monopoly on the market or whatever they're trying to do. So I always thought monopolies are illegal. I suppose when you're that big like Microsoft, you sort of, or these other companies like Google or Apple, or who monopolize and almost force you to buy products so they can use their products. They almost become a necessity in life, so you have to actually forced to spend money to do it. I mean, I suppose to some extent we're forced to pay rent, aren't we, to have a house, and we're forced to do rego and other things, but forced to buy food to survive, and I suppose we're forced to have computers so we have entertainment and work environment and stuff like that. I mean, that's basically what computers are, a bit of entertainment and sort of a workhorse to figure out maths and word processing, and so yeah, it dawned on me that they're really pushing hard to get ahead of the game. So it's going to have bugs and problems, and it's like with all these new games that come out, people are complaining that the gameplay has a lot of bugs and mistakes, but they're pushing hard to get all this stuff done on time, and they're going to overlook stuff, aren't they? And they always got to try and invent new ways to do things too. They can't just stick to the old ways all the time. People complain, the graphics aren't as good as that one, and so yeah, I do understand that they're striving hard. It's just a shame that's the way it has to be, because really it's I don't like to be a religious nut or anything, because I'm not, but I do understand what sin is and how it works. It's sort of like crime or evil, or something that leaches into your life that sort of decays it away, and that's sort of what I think computers are designed from sin, from spying and the military and all this sort of war effort and sort of getting ahead of the spy game. And I know they say it's necessity in government and all this stuff, but it's just a shame it has to be that way, because it's sort of it sort of defeats the purpose when you're just creating something so harmful, but trying to be helpful, but it's so harmful as well, because then you're negating the positive of what you're actually creating with all the negative. You end up with no progress. You just end up where you are, so that's how I feel with computers a lot of the time. It's sort of 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. You're not getting anywhere. I mean, maybe we're not meant to. Maybe the people who designed it got their own really great rocket ships computers that do everything, and we're kept in the dark with these rotten bloody things. Just that 2-factor authentication drives me up the wall, but I'm starting to get more patient with it. I know it's hard to create, a cheap, domestic, user-friendly interface that's secure on a system which can be hacked so easily, with whatever they use. And Yeah, every other thing I see, even TV, everything else I can't see sin on it, but computers, it's just coated in sin. I just see like dripping off of it, sin. Everything it's used for, it's doing so much damage to the planet. I wish there was a better way to create them so there's not so much that feeling on it, you know. Like I remember before computers, you'd sit at home. You wouldn't be aware of anything else in the world. You could just sit and play guitar all day, hear the birds. There was nothing else in the scope of your whole world except for where you were and what you're doing. You know, your whole world was in that room. Now it feels like we've just been exposed to this whole interweb of just karmic sort of waves of aggression and I don't know how to describe it, what it does, you know, and all the computer problems and just the sin pouring out of the world over these computers. Like, I know that's a bad word to some people, sin. I'll try and think of another word, like the karma. People probably understand karma better. It's the same sort of thing. Sin is an act which causes karma, so yeah, some people are happy with it. They're happy to create karma everywhere they go and upset everyone and deal with all the repercussions and all the bullshit and dramas and end up in jail and end up whatever they're doing. Some people don't care about that. They just go and do it all, you know. They don't give a shit. But I don't know. I grew up more a gentleman. I'm sort of more caring and more polite, and that's just the way I was brought up. I've been through the mill, but I come out the other side the same. So it didn't change me, you know. I'm still the same as I was. So, you know, except my spirit's gone to heaven. It's sort of superpowered its way to heaven rather than me falling in love with my wife and sharing that superpower. It's my own strength and power to get me to heaven. So that's the thing that changed in me, that sort of trust to have in that, belief in that, my faith in that sort of just keeps me happy and safe. And but yeah, computers, it just feels like it's always a battle. Always a battle. Everything else makes me feel happy. Computers, it's a battle. It's always like, how do I... That's partly why I'm studying it, so I can understand it and get over this. And if I can't, find some way to fix it so I can enjoy it. Because I want to enjoy computers. I like them. I think they're good. But there's something about the way they are. I don't think it's even the hardware. There's something about the software, I don't know, the way it's designed. Even Linux, even Apple, it's all a bit invasive, you know, it's inviting predators into your home, it's allowing scammers just to have a platform to do what they want. Other people say, no, that's how, you know, progress, you do bad stuff and you get on with your life and you get what you want out of life. And I can see that side of it, but who are you going to hurt in the process, you know? And you have to deal with that later on, that hurt that you've caused. So, yeah, I don't know. It's funny how the world is. Every scar eventually heals, you know, and you have to... The person that caused that scar has to go back and heal it for the person who's been wounded. So, and it's sadly some wounds, like say you go and murder a whole lot of people in cold blood. Well, that wound that you've created there, you can't fix on Earth. You have to die and probably be destroyed to fix it. You know, so it's a cost involved with things that people do. You know, the world's always trying to heal itself. And it's sad it always has to be hurt. We should just live in a world that doesn't have to suffer so much. I mean, suffering is inherent in the world, but just why do we have to suffer so much? You know, we shouldn't have to suffer this much. Maybe a little bee sting or a little graze, but why do we have to crush our legs to death or fall under a cement truck just to get through life. We should just be getting little bindi bites running across the lawn. We shouldn't be getting skyscrapers dropped on us. It's a bit horrific what we're going through. I'm saying that metaphorically, but for some people it's real life. Mudslides and all this sort of stuff. It's just a product of greed. It's just a product that the world is too greedy. It doesn't want to share its wealth with every citizen in a fair way that it should. People should get what they deserve, not just what they're expected to work for all their life and slog their guts out and then die at the end of it. There should be a certain level of comfort so we can help comfort other, animals and nurture nature in the world and the earth and create a better environment. It might sound mamby-pamby, but that's good. You need mamby-pamby in the world to make thickheads realise you don't have to be aggressive. You don't have to be macho and tough. And that's why I said I'm Superman. I'm just a regular guy. I'm Superman. You don't have to be big and tough and from Krypton to be Superman. You can just be a regular person. So, you can still be a great person, a good heart. All my hope is in here. And I said that Superman thing because my soulmate was my hope for a long time that I get better. And I know she used to, whether she knew it or not, I could feel her prayers sort of egging me on to get better. And I thank her and her family for that. And it was her mum initially that helped me, but she couldn't do that much. It's her daughter that got me sort of further in trust with people again. I lost trust with people. And even though they didn't stick around, they didn't sort of want me around, eventually they threw me away. But some girls do that anyway, use you up, but to sort of feel good about themselves, and they go off and do their thing. They use some boys up to make themselves feel good. And I feel like sort of what they did to me, but they helped me in the process too. So, went through a lot of heartbreak though. I probably never needed to. I could have just remained friends with them and I wouldn't have gone through that heartbreak and rejection. But, stuff happens sometimes. Young girls get their hearts broken by boys and some end up taking their lives. They're just so upset by the whole experience. But these are the things that strengthen us and test us, and you come out on top of it and probably look back and think, what was I so worried about, I sometimes think about that going through what I went through, but then I think, no, it was fucking horrific. I would not want to go back through that again, Just going through that pain where there's no relief from it, it's just, you don't think it's ever going to end. It's just, it's designed to keep us on track, isn't it? Even if to the outsiders we look like we're doing nothing, I do so much in my day, really, achieve so much that other people wouldn't. I'm even trying to help other people who don't even really want to change. They're sort of happy just playing it safe, but I just give them gentle advice and just help them along a bit. And, if they want to change, they want to change. And these are the sort of people that wouldn't normally, recover or get better. But I did it, so, if anyone wants advice, just ask away. I don't mind helping if you need help. But I helped someone tonight with their homework after school. I stayed back till about 5:30 just helping this other guy with his project, and he sort of doesn't grasp it that well. Like he sort of knows the steps reading it off the sheet, but I don't know, he can't apply the steps himself. So he'll get there eventually, eventually he'll note it out, but he's just learned English, so what can you expect, he's doing very well. I mean, I couldn't move to a foreign country and learn Hebrew and then, study computer science in Hebrew, I mean, fuck, I wouldn't know what I was doing. So these people, they've all my respect because they're just so incredible learning English and then doing all this sort of stuff is just amazing. I couldn't even imagine myself doing it really, and then I just thought, oh, I'll give it a go, and I speak English, so I was born and raised speaking English and studying all this sort of stuff a little bit. But yeah, it's good to get more involved in the electronics and understanding it, and yeah, so I won't go on about all the other stuff I was talking to Mum tonight. It's just same old thing about us not getting paid what we should and all that. I'll leave it for now. I don't know what to do about it, but setting the world off on a rotten course, it's just my world, my heaven and earth is perfect, it's just beautiful. I've worked so hard to make my heaven and earth perfect, but some other earths are just frightful what some people do to their worlds, but it's all part of the same one. But yeah, you don't have to have the whole earth to yourself, it's just you just have your little bit, and your mine might cover the globe, but it's just my little bit, it's so you got to have the resources you need to make your heaven and make your earth perfect. So that's my heaven and my earth, and it's perfect, really. But yeah, it's just suffering other people's that aren't. They're doing bad stuff to each other, and they're not paying us properly, and I don't know. It doesn't affect my world. I just worry about them. Doing these bad things to us. It's going to come back in their. It's going to come back to hurt them. It's like, just do the right thing. Don't listen. I shouldn't go on about it. I'll probably get another video banned or whatever happens. I don't know why. They just don't want to hear the truth and don't want a happy, beautiful, heaven on earth world. They want a miserable, violent, noisy, horrible fucking environment to live in. And it keeps going that way. It'll just be like the Book of Eli. It'll end up a wasteland. A few people walk around with guns. It's just. You don't want apocalyptic end to the world. It's I sort of went through my apocalypse back around 2000 or 1998 to sort of prevent it all from happening, I suppose, so I can understand it well enough to help. But sort of a precursor apocalypse I went through, sort of a spiritual one to sort of prevent it all from happening. But I can only do so much on my own. I know I have help from others, but platonic love doesn't really get through to people. It's romantic love that touches people's hearts, and I can't get to that part. I'm there, but I can't touch that part of people's hearts because I'm not in romantic love yet. So I hope I find someone, but I'd love to feel more in touch with everyone's hearts around me and just feel accepted and loved and embraced, and just makes the world much nicer around you. It doesn't feel so aggressive and so grinding and grating on you. It's excuse me, it's more beautiful. Anyway, from me and the Justice Team, Superman. Who's that one? Green Lantern, I think, Wonder Woman, Batman, and The Flash. So that's who I'm hoping to be one day, all these characters. I want to be all of them. Other people might too, but this is just what I'm aiming for one day. So they're all in there living away, somewhere doing something or other. One day they'll come out and do their bit of work on Earth. So nothing to worry about. They'll just be, no worse than a cop. So, not that I mean that in a bad way. I just mean to regular citizens, they'll just be a friendly, helpful person, helping people out and doing good work. So protecting the earth, and I think making people happy is what they're about, really. When I used to watch the cartoons, I used to get that real happiness feeling. Justice League used to give me this beautiful sort of energy. I used to feel it all through my soul. It was like my soul was on screen. I was just watching it, dancing around, doing all this stuff. Get that beautiful Superman power feeling. It's grouse, but yeah, I'm a bit mashed potato Superman at the moment. He's in there somewhere, hiding away. But yeah, I'm just a bit pudding Superman. Pudding Superman. He's there. Look a bit tired. Got a few liver spots, and I had ECT once. They put electrodes here, then pulse you with electricity to well, I think it's to short out your synapses so you don't have. I was having these almost epileptic sort of fits. And so they sort of do this to sort of fuse your brain so you can think properly, and it helped. It fixed me up. It took a long time for that damage they did there to heal up, but yeah, I don't know if that's from it, but I've got a big sort of mole growth there, and sort of all these sort of livery sort of spots. Probably sends your hair a bit grey too, but I believe it all goes back to how it should be, because I was born with white hair anyway. So I'm sort of going back to white, aren't I? My hair was bright white when I was born. It was funny to look at, I guess. But I don't feel like I've aged. I feel the same as when I was young, Maybe most people feel that way. I think tiredness is just you're out of shape. So mostly tiredness, when you're out of shape, you hold pressure. And so I get a lot of earwax, a lot of snot in here, in my sinuses, because this should all be bigger. It should all be flowing better and just not get caught up in my body, especially down my groin, my chest, especially my ears. My ears always get blocked. And it should all just function better, I really just admire these people that have loved lives from an early age, and they're just beautiful. Or even these ones that fix themselves up when they get a bit older. I'd love to do that. I just fall in love when I'm older and just have it all slowly rejuvenate. I just want to rejuvenate myself with love with someone, Walk through the meadows of flowers, picking flowers and falling in love, and I dress in a top hat and a shirt and a jacket and look like Mr. Darcy or something. I don't know. Something nice. I don't know. I don't really want to be a sick-looking biker with tattoos, It doesn't interest me that much. I know a lot of girls like that sort of thing, but a lot of girls like a lot of gentleman stuff too. They like to feel like they're beautiful, and precious and pure. And I like that idea better, because it makes, when you're with a person like that, you feel really special, and you feel like touching them is just a blessing, I felt like that with my soulmates. I never really got to touch her, but every time I was close to her, I felt like I was just around someone so special. I couldn't even barely touch them. I was just like I've never hugged her or anything. I just touched her finger, and I sat next to her on the couch, and our legs were touching a little bit, or our elbows, but that's about it. We never had a hug or anything, but just feels so precious and beautiful to me. It's just love being around people like that. It makes me so happy. Anyway, I'll end there. That's 30 minutes, half an hour. So I'll end on a good note, if that's a good note. But, bye from the Justice League. Bye bye.